Wasn't letting his hands go at the end, but look at the beginning of the fight. This was all about counterpunching, taking his time, setting up. This is quintessential Keyshawn Davis. This is the way he operates in the ring. He fights when he wants to fight people, but he's so dang good at it. You know, superb fundamentals, technique, excellent footwork, great back foot counters, front foot counters. Look at the percentage.
The only thing here that usually, Tim, the lightweight average is 35.6% in terms of power percentage landed. Keyshawn landed 51%. That usually ends up in a knockout. So it's going to be interesting to hear what was wrong with.
Well, what could have been wrong was that maybe he had drugs in the system, right? That's the 2020 hindsight inferment about what might have happened in this fight against Nahir Albright, right? But let's talk about Keyshawn himself. Welcome back to the channel, to Boxing Unwrapped. If you're new here, please subscribe, share, like, comment below. In this segment of Rising Stars, we try to shed some shine on these younger stars, try to build them up a little bit. While this might be old news, you know, a lot of people don't know who Keyshawn Davis is, and a lot of channels don't cover the younger rising stars. You know, we all concentrate on the big guys, but, you know, they were young and up and coming as well. You know, a lot of people don't like Keyshawn Johnson. They don't think he is going to be that guy, and he might not be. But for right now, he's 9-0 with 6 KOs and 1 no contest. The no contest came because he tested positive for marijuana after his fight with Nahir Albright. Albright 16-2, but now 1 no contest. It was overturned once Keyshawn Davis actually, you know, tested positive. Now, he won't be back until 2024. But, you know, he's been impressing people with his speed, you know, accuracy. Keyshawn Davis has. You know, he seems to want to put in the work. You know, he's a great lightweight prospect. You know, he has a combined record against his opponents. So his opponents have 177 wins, 29 losses, and 8 draws, right? His biggest win up to this point is Anthony Yigit. You know, he stopped him in the 9th. You know, Yigit had a lot of experience, been in the ring with current lightweight champion Rolando Romero, Broly for all of us here, and former junior welterweight champion of Ivan Baranchyk. And Davis stopped him, you know, pretty nicely. So he does show a lot of potential in that sense, right? You know, like I said, 177 wins, 29 losses. Now, you know, those 177 wins could have been inflated, but that Yigit win speaks volumes as a very experienced fighter, you know, and so he's been in there, you know, at least with that guy up to that point. He's only 9-0, so I would like to see him about 3 or 4 more fights until he takes a step into maybe, like, let's say a top 10, or top 15 contender, right? And see where he actually is, where his developmental period is at that moment in time. Then after that, hey, you know, let's get in there, because the point is, he's not impressive like, let's say, a Teofimo Lopez was at 15-0 or 10-0, or will be at 15-0 or at 10-0, or he could be, right, if he takes the next few fights really seriously. You know, Teofimo at, you know, 14-0, I believe he, you know, knocked out, you know, Comey, and then beat at 15-0, beat Loma. That's not everybody can beat Teofimo Lopez, so, you know, you got to have some measuring sticks here, right? That's not the norm, but, you know, nowadays guys, you know, with a lot of these advancements in training regimens and things like that, you know, they can take a step earlier. You know, that 1 no contest is hurting him. You know, he's going to be inactive. Hopefully he's in the gym. He has good people around him, I hope, advising him, keeping him in the gym, keeping him working on things while the suspension is lifted. Hopefully he learned from this mistake, you know. I personally don't think he was high or anything like that during the fight. You know, I don't think, you know, I think he probably would have lost that fight, because as you can see, Albright came to win. So it wasn't like, you know, he didn't. But again, you know, Keyshawn Davis, 9-0 and 6 KOs, that 1 no contest. Hopefully we see him back in the ring early next year. Right after that suspension is lifted, he can get back on track, you know, and let's see where he goes from there. I hopefully, you know, would like to see him in with a top 15 guy right away. But bottom of that barrel probably, and then moving on up and try to get a world title shot at some point. Let's see how his team moves him. Obviously, everybody can't move at the same time, at the same way. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments below, and on to the next one.